Hello, Barry Morpheus. Come, Barry. I'd like to see your opinion on it because you're Australian. I know you're very different over there. G'day, mate. G'day, Squire. Wait for some people to come in. G'day, Morpheus. Kate, come on, Barry. You gonna come in or are you working? Barry Black. Yeah, Morpheus, jump on and see your view. So, I don't know what to say. I think it all depends on the situation, isn't it? I mean, me personally, I think it's harder staying at home and looking after the kids and looking after the home and going out to work. So I know because I've done both of it. So, yeah. It's do you think do you think ladies should be staying at home doing the cooking and that and being a homemaker or go out to work? I think it all depends. All depends what's going on. Stop trolling, Barry. Get on the panel. I ain't spoken to you for ages. You deserted me, pal. You want to hear the English version? Morpheus. Morpheus, I was trolling. I was only. All I was saying now, basically just being homemakers. Yeah. Me personally, I think it's good women go out and work. I deleted all programs off my as it went mad. I'll try and come back. Not sure I still can. Eh? I don't get that, Barry. Anyway, it's still only 4 minutes till we start, so I'm just doing something for it. Hello, Barry.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Long time. I haven't seen you for ages.
Oh, I've started sort of playing some music and stuff, and had a lot of songs to learn and stuff to do.
Yeah, mind you, I don't blame you. It's been nuts.
Oh, it wasn't because of I don't even know what's been going on. I haven't been following it. I couldn't, and I had all sorts of dramas. We've had all sorts of crazy weather, and my place is constantly bombarded with palm fronds and bits of trees coming down, and there's always some drama happening.
Oh, have you had bad weather over there then?
Yeah, but it's not just that. There's always stuff to do, and I've had other things to do. Normally, I manage my place if like during the COVID thing where there wasn't anything to do. I managed this place pretty good. Like you got to remember, I've only moved up here recently, so
Yeah,
I
how
thought
long have you been there?
I got up here in shit. When was it? I have to ask. That's my wife. I'm not sure. We moved up to Queensland in October last year. And I think we bought this place. I think we moved in here about it's about a year. I've been here about a year, but the weather changes. It's so crazy here. Over a year, the weather changes cycles. It's hard to explain, but there's a lot of stuff that has to happen at the house. And because I've been doing other things, I haven't got around to doing that. So with doing the both of them, it's pretty well done me in.
Yeah.
But yeah. But how are you going? You've been in the wars again? Everyone hate you still?
Somebody tried to dox me. They thought they doxed me.
Well, that's good to hear, man. That's good. Glad things. Nothing.
I'll still get. You want us, Tyler? You gonna come on the panel then, Goof?
Come on, Goof. I'm gonna hit you with my male
in the back chat.
Come on, mate. Come up here because I want to hit you with all my male chauvinistic. Keep me in the bloody bedroom, chained to the bed, in the kitchen. Come on, I want some opposition here.
Yeah, come on, Goofus, go and analyse this, mate.
Come on. Seriously, they should be chained to the bed and chained to the kitchen. Nothing else. And the supermarket. Allowed to go to the supermarket. And if they're really ugly, you can send them out to work. That's about it.
Come on, come on, come on. Goofy, come on, Goofy, come on.
So what's been going? You have a good time with your kid?
Yeah, brilliant. He's peed off now because of this lockdown. Yeah. He's
okay.
not happy, buddy.
God, you guys are getting it, aren't you? I mean, I've seen all the bloody.
Yeah, this one's till March now.
I've seen all the footage of the cops, just arresting. They seem to be arresting all the sort of the people that they wouldn't normally come into contact, like women, older people. It's almost like they feel like that. I don't know what's going on, but I don't believe it. There's when they arrest people over there and they jump on top of them, and then the cops circle so you can't see what they're doing. I always wonder whether they're injecting them with Soylent Green or why it has to be so private. Why they can't just arrest them? Why do they have to make sure no one can see what the hell's going on? It's really weird. I mean, over here we had a little bit of that, but it wasn't so secretive, and they weren't just arresting people. Like, to me, when I see a video of England, it almost seems to be that they're arresting people they wouldn't normally come into contact with, like, a respectable women.
Sasha Johnson got arrested yesterday.
Who did?
Sasha Johnson.
I'm not sure who that is.
You remember that? The black activist, the Black Lives Matter one, you remember?
No, but if it's a Black Lives Matter one, good. I'm glad. But no, I don't know. No.
Yeah,
but,
she got
well, she wanted to defund them, so they should get along. They'll be strange. They'll be strange. But it's all gone crazy in America, eh? I've been watching mostly American things too, I must admit, like with the Trump thing and stuff.
Yeah.
I do get time. I do check out you, but you're so erratic, man. It's really hard to get onto when you're doing.
Like me? No, anymore. I'm quite regular now, aren't I?
Are you? Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You're a hard critic, Barry. I tell you.
Well, I'm just used to what I used to know, which was, like show
I've
in
changed a little bit now because I
show
felt
in-
a lot.
you'd put up an ad for a show in 4 days, and you go, oh, great, it's going to be on in 4 days, and you'd wait there and you'd sit there ticking it down, and it'd be like another 2 days, and then you sit there and go, 1 day, half a day. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
been.
I know, mate. I do know. I am got better now.
Well, you couldn't get worse. It was only an upward hill for you. So have you had a good time? All things good?
Yeah, it's been good. You know what it's like on the YouTube world.
Have you been annoying the usual suspects, or you got some new haters, or
No.
just?
I just you know, I don't know. It doesn't take a lot to piss them off, does it? Come on.
It's
You
very
know,
local, like this is the World Wide Web. It's not the it's not like it's not really as localized as it appears. But in some of these channels, it's almost as like the same people, that hate certain people. Like isn't it the World Wide Web? Like, isn't there people from all around the world? And you sometimes you think it sounds like they're all in the same suburb.
I was thinking the same thing this morning.
where's your
Who's that?
goose?
Goofy.
Yeah, need to widen the horizons. Get on some other channels.
I
Spread
am.
the word.
I agree. Yeah. How are you, Goofy? I've never spoke to you before, but we've
No,
had.
what's your name? Is it Barry?
Yeah, we've had a few
Barry.
little spars on the in the
Well,
audio.
yeah, could have done.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
good to hear
been,
you.
I've been playing around with various accents to confuse a chap called Rez, who goes on the Wasp channel.
Oh, okay, Rez.
Yeah, Rez has several accents and he confuses people. So I've been trying to
Yeah,
sort of counteract.
You mean Rizovsky? Is that Rizovsky?
That's the one.
Yeah, right. Okay, I remember him. Yeah. So
Is
what's
that
your Goofy story?
Sorry, you keep breaking up.
What's the Goofy story?
Well, I was doxxed, and various people made sort of videos on me, and I just wanted to get back at them. So I kind of went undercover.
Oh, okay.
Started acting a bit goofy, sort of ingratiating myself into the channel so I could find out who was who, and stung them.
It's a crazy. I was listening to Rodney the other day, and he was saying that he'd been on for only a few weeks, and he had all these haters. And I remember when I first came on, within like minutes of my first ever getting online on Reels channel, I had these guys just going at me, like blaming me for Australians, policy in here and why.
Oh, I remember that.
And I was just in shock. I was thinking, what the hell? Who do you think I am?
Was it that Schiffer?
No, it was what was his name? You ended up really pissed off at him too. He's an idiot, and he ended up what was his name? He used to have a million aliases in the chat where he would all agree with himself and stuff. He had like so many. What was his name?
The boss?
No, you remember way back, man. You ended up really pissed off at him, and he had a thing with Real where he was telling black people what they needed to do and stuff, and calling them colors. No, it wasn't Lister. It was what was his name? The Truth something. Truth.
Oh Christ! Oh Christ!
Truth Overkill.
Yeah. Who's that? Facts?
No, that was this knob called Truth Overkill, and that was my first experience. And then I ended up with a whole lot of other people, and I got along all right with Afghan. And Afghan and I had a blow up, and he started talking about I won't talk because I've got kids here. He started talking about all sorts of things that were way off the mark, and I really got stuck into him, and that was my sort of first experience with it, and it just went crazy. It went south.
I think we're old hats at it now. I see this going down in history. The whole shebang. It's going to be recorded in history, and these key players are going to have some kind of infamy.
You really think so?
I do, yeah, because the word's getting out further afield now. You see the numbers growing on some of the channels, especially late into the night. So we're picking up people from America and Canada, Australia.
I
So
used to.
I think it's taking off in a strange way.
Yeah. Well,
And
look,
it's
I think
developing, it's
getting
changing.
better, isn't it? Don't you think it's getting better? Do you think
It's
it's getting
changing
better?
how people operate, I think.
I think it's getting better because a lot of people that had really sort of set ways of doing things and a way of bringing people down have slowly been sort of taken down themselves. So they've sort of, moderated to a point, moderated themselves. And it's getting harder for people to really be as destructive as they used to be. They can be annoying, but I think that it's getting better in that respect, because I know there's a few people that were really destructive and had, and there were some people that realised that one guy had, backup like from 3 other guys, and they had like 4 or 5 channels, and you thought the whole world hated you, but if you were smart and you sat there and worked it out, you realise, hang on, this is all the same guy. Like I remember that Truth Overkill, he had about bloody 20, he had so many different versions of himself. That it was bizarre. And at one stage when I was coming on to Real Channel, I was just thinking that I was complete and utter. It didn't matter what I said. I had a million haters. You know what I mean? Not that I won't have haters, but there was just this period of time, and there was other people. And when I had the thing with Afghan, there was about 3 other people that were his little tribe at that time. I can't remember what the names were, but there was about 2 or 3 other guys he used to have with him. And they would all come on. If you were having an argument with him and he wasn't doing well, 3 other guys would come on and just start calling you this and calling you that. And you could never, ever do a one-on-one with any of these people. It'd always be...
It's very tribal and very biased how the panels work. So you've got respect, rebellion. He mutes people halfway through the conversation, and then he will load his panel with his followers, and maybe I've just have 1 or 2 opposing views.
That's so common across the board, mate. I mean, when I first got on it, I saw that so often.
Yeah, I linked. It's easy there. I linked a video. This video, right, that I linked in. It's Modine, right. At the moment, we're looking at Modine from the park. He's the one that threw drinks over the transsexual woman or the woman Sophia.
Can you share it on here? Can you?
I don't know how to share it on here. I can't. I'm on
Where have you put it in the chat? Have you?
I did. I'm going to put it in this chat now here. If I can. Yeah, I've just pasted it in. Now, what it is Modine's been on the TikTok, internet lines. He's chatting up young people. Some of them are very sort of young, and he's been brought to book on it several times. But this particular one he's kind of linked into. He thinks this person's a woman. Now, this woman's very clever. You know, it's like a man, woman, you know, transsexual. I don't know what gender, but it's quite interesting how she plays him. She plays him, and she goes into kind of voices and things, and it really takes him aback. But it shows you Modine's character and his behaviour, and I think it might be worth sort of watching it to analyse it and see what you think of it and what others think of it. I found it hilarious, to be honest, and I had to watch it to the end. It's about 6 minutes long.
Okay. Who's Bats? Hang on. Oh, it's Bat Freak.
Yeah, Bat Freak's doing some sterling work.
What do you mean who's Bats? I'm a bit offended.
I just
cheeky bastard.
No, because you shorten your thing. Normally you have it a whole of the name. I just had to think then.
Cheeky bastard.
Then I recognised you.
Who was just saying about Modine and the underage girl?
Oh, Goofy.
Goofy?
Hello.
You know, did you see good morning, by the way, guys. I come in like a
I
say morning to anyone.
Good morning.
Did you see the video of the first girl that I posted that was taking a piss out of him? She was dancing on the chair and stuff.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, and I saw the one with the young guy.
Yeah, see, that one
who
was a little bit. Yeah.
This one with the transsexual person, she's very good. She's
Yeah.
sussed it, and she's playing him, and there's a dark pleasure in it, humour, isn't there?
You're
And
talking
it's sort
about
of-
the twist. Is
Yeah.
that
I
what
like
you
the
mean?
way you've recorded it and put it out there.
You see,
Oh,
you see that picture with the video with the first girl that I posted? Everyone was speculating and saying that she's underage. Which, to be fair, I'm not going to lie, I thought she was underage as well.
Well, I thought it's difficult to tell. I mean, I've got children myself, and I've raised four, so I sort of like judge them by what I remember of when they were that age. I would have put her about 16, 17. But he has been chatting up much younger people. He's been brought to book by several other channels.
So
Can I quickly say something? Listen, Morpheus, I tried to get on the chat to answer you, but no, I was originally from Melbourne and now I'm in Queensland, northern Queensland. Sorry.
there's two of you back.
How do you respond to the people in the chat? Easy by typing. How do you do that?
I think it's hard to. Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to. You'd have to go into the other window to do it.
I've tried everything
talk
up here.
Just talk
Can't do
over us, mate.
Yeah, I will. Just keep talking over
If you
you.
go into comments on, are you on Streamlab?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you can go into the comment section,
Yeah.
can you click into that? You should comment in there.
Yeah, but I can see their comments, but I can't type anything.
Have you not got a box?
What you have to do, Barry, is you
No,
have
I'm
to
a boy.
open.
I've got a willy.
You have to open StreamYard in Safari, and then you can still open your YouTube app.
Back Creek, I've been on some American chats lately, and my phone went crazy when I started going off about Facebook and stuff, and so I deleted everything. So my phone's really spazzo at the moment, so I'll just leave it how it is. But thanks anyway. I just thought I might be able to do it easily. I've deleted so much stuff off my phone. I had to go into and put on the camera and the microphone just to get in here.
This video will get you a strike easy. I'm joking before you panic. I'm not going to strike you.
That's okay. You can get struck from other people though, from the content person.
No.
It's got the YouTube on. Is that you, Goofy?
Yeah, sorry, Iz, I wanted to just have a quick look, see what was in the chart, so I used the.
All right, turn it down then, because otherwise
It's gone. I've switched it off. Don't worry. Yeah, I didn't realise I was unmuted.
Okay.
Than all my ops. Okay? Yeah, I heard you the first time, pal.
She looks like a transsexual.
That's the point, Easy. Just watch it through. See what happens.
What? Hey, what just happened? Man just fell off my bed, bro. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Yeah, you just got possessed.
Hey, Jesse.
Jason just threw you across the room.
Hey, you gotta lock this one up. Hey, listen, Jesse. You got to lock. Hey, Jesse Trappy. What?
Jason just threw you across the room.
Alright, see that. What? Hey, man just fell from the bed. What? Hey, listen, relax. Hey, JT, you got me, yeah? Alright, say that. Oh, Martin. Elizabeth is better than all mine. Before I show you, look at me. Look at me.
Love you.
Look at stamps up there. The hell, no, what is going on? What is going on? Don't raise your voice. Just calm down. What's wrong? Why can't you be like Tony? Why can't you be like the other girl? What is wrong? Just relax. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. تعال تعال تعال.
God, a 40-year-old man doing this.
جيب النعال.
I mean, the guy's an
better.
idiot.
It gets better. Just watch it easy, honest.
Where did she go? Where did she go?
Hey, Daddy.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, wow, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is on?
Right, what's up?
Oh, man, what?
Say English, G.
Bro, this guy's a man, then, bro.
How do you know?
Bro, he's man, then.
How do you know his man?
Bro, go check out his Instagram, yeah. It's crazy, G.
Say that.
Say that.
Say that. Aye.
Did you just call me a man?
No. This guy's, I don't know what's wrong with him. Listen, forget him. Are you listening? Hello?
Yeah, he just said she's Manda.
I don't know what he's saying after that. I don't know.
Yeah, just be careful what you say.
Yeah, forget him. Listen. Basically, what I'm trying to say, yeah, is that you know there's a lot of haters out there, right?
Yeah, fam.
Okay. I don't trust no one except for God.
Hey, Dad.
Just listen carefully. Listen carefully. Ash. Say Ash.
Ash.
Hadu.
Uh-huh.
And.
Uh-huh.
No. Say it properly.
I am.
Ash.
Ash.
Hadu.
Uh-huh.
Hadu.
Uh-huh.
And. La.
Uh-huh.
What the hell are you saying? Like, you gotta say it properly, man.
I'm repeating what you're saying.
Start again. Ash.
Ash.
Hadu.
Uh-huh.
And.
Uh-huh.
What the hell are you doing? No, you're mocking it. Hey, listen. Stop. Do
I don't know
it.
what you're saying.
Listen to me. Ash.
Ash.
I told you, I've got the swap. That's it. If I hear anything again, I'm gonna start. Look, I'm gonna hold you with this.
You need to set it alight. Walk around your room with it and say, let the demons be gone.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Let the demons be gone.
اشتعل صدام. What? There's 2,000 people in my chat, and I know that every single one of them heard everything that was said. What did I just hear, bruv? It's the truth. What did I just hear, brother?
Daddy,
Let's just do this one more time. Now, there's 2,000 people in my chat watching. It's not me.
Daddy,
They are hearing it. I'm hearing it. All right, listen. I'm
Levitation.
going to do one more. Listen. I'm going to take you to another world. Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay?
Wouldn't surprise me he set this all up.
لا إله إلا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده ما ولا يعلم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا صاحب الزمان يا مهدي. يا مهدي. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
أشهد.
Is there a punchline?
What are you doing? Oh my God!
Wow.
You told me your fingers don't work. What are you doing?
Barry, the point is he doesn't know she's a
Listen, what's that?
transsexual.
He's an idiot. He never knows.
Yeah, I know, and me as well.
It's scaring me. Where's my mom?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Because you're back.
What's wrong?
You're scaring me.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He's scaring you, yalla.
What the fuck is he?
Oh, he's a dickhead. I mean, who knows? Who cares?
This week's episode is sponsored by White's Beaconsfield. White's Beaconsfield is an up.
I don't know that.
So
bloke.
what do you think of that then, Easy? She got him, didn't she? She got him hook, line and sinker.
Yeah, it's just really concerning. This TikTok thing, they're trying to ban TikTok, aren't they?
But do you not realise what she's done there? She's exposing him and she's playing him and she's working on the good side, isn't she?
Yeah. He's very slowly. Oh, are they?
No, he didn't know. He didn't want to believe it. He's got this fascination with transsexuals, as Modine.
Do you think he is?
Fascination with them, that's for sure. He was all over Sophia Lewis like a rash.
But he's going out there and he's walking up to women and asking them to go to bed with him, you know, like in the street, and he's offering them jewelry, and he's all around the park. He's a bloody menace.
Be good if you come on the panel sometime, Annie. Annie said, just said him to Iraq and good riddance.
So what do you think of that? What do you think, seriously?
Not impressed.
I'm impressed with her. I think she's like a Danny LaRue. I think she's brilliant. I think we should have her on panels everywhere. I think she'd be a good tool against these fanatics.
She might.
Well, she had his number anyway.
I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got a thing. He's got a thing for transsexuals. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's a menace. He's one of these loons that we need out of the park. You know, they seem to congregate in Hyde Park at the moment.
He's turned.
You've got Rat Boy's back on the case, isn't he? He's working with Brian Earl.
Yeah, well, Rat Boy's gone bad again, isn't he? He was sort of became saintly for a little while, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He shocked me actually. He kind of he's renounced his faith, hasn't he? He's renounced Islam, and he's been going after. I mean, he's been saying some real stuff about.
Oh, Jack.
But I remember Rat Boy back with Tan, him and Tan, when Rat Boy was blowing smoke in Tan's face.
Those were the days.
That's how I came across these channels. I did it. I was doing some research on the Speaker's Corner, and I came across these channels by default. And I thought, what's going on here? And I've been looking at them, and I think, Christ, there's some lunatics out there. So I thought I'm going to be a bit goofy and see who I can draw out and find out who's who. And
I don't know, Goofy. I liked it in the old days when, you know, you could trust that Rat Boy was Rat Boy, and then saintly Rat Boy didn't really do it for me. I'm glad Rat Boy's back. I like everyone to be in their proper box and stay there.
But Barry, have you not realised what we're uncovering? There's these links. I mean, Respect linked to Sasha, Dan linked to Respect, Dan linked to David Cameron. They all come from a same road in Oxford, where there was some child molesting scandal, and they're all linked, and they're all working for different movements. They're all in these charts. They're all at the Speaker's Corner. They're all promoting various things, and they're all linked. And it's interesting to see where all these links lead.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff where there's many people, you know, whether it be respect to, I mean, I don't really watch him and that, but I've seen him in the early days of Speaker Corner, but there's so many people putting their 2 bobs worth in to the sort of the destruction of the normality over there. I can see that. And I don't know about all the links and that. It's all a bit localized to me because I'm out here. But, you know, you can see there's lots of people sort of, you know, plucking away at the fabric of the place, you know, and for various reasons. I don't know what their reasons are or whatever, who's connected to who. But you do see, from my perspective over here, I see lots of people pulling it at the fabric of the place and the way, you know, things were and you know, just sort of calling it all shit just for the sake of doing it.
There's certainly an agenda. It's working out just who the players are, and they're all vying for power, really, aren't they? So there are certain factions, you know, vying for power within the whole. You know, there's something afoot, Barrett. There's certainly something afoot, and we're going to work out what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does seem that over there, I don't know whether it's the same over here. I don't think it's the same over here, but it almost seems to be that a lot of these people that are doing that seem to have like a really big audience, you know, and they've got some sort of power. It might not be, you know, like, you know, huge power, but on a sort of localized scale, on these things, you know, they certainly have the numbers and a lot of people that seem to be, you know, bigging them up, as they say over there. And even though there are critics like yourself and other people, there's so many people that seem to think it's a great idea. I don't know why, but they do.
I mean, our system works where they all go to Westminster School or Eton, and we have prime ministers, and it's been like that for generations. And I just think that these activist leaders are being groomed somewhere. They've been, you know, they've been created to create the false narratives, to galvanize groups. So Respect is a fabrication. He's been, you know, his grandfather was a mayor. His Respect's mother was head of Child Social Services. Respect reckons he was a street roadman from the age of 13 who'd been in and out of prison. Respect doesn't have a criminal record.
But that's
went to
so
a private school. He
That's so
spent years in the Bahamas, you know, at private school. He was on the local basketball team. Rodney Kay has uncovered all this. It's all there to research for yourself. So why is he saying he's a roadman from the streets of London, galvanising all the ends of the generation?
That's almost fashionable. That's almost going to get him more support than if he said he was a decent bloke. You know what I mean? Like he's going to get.
He's created his narrative to say that he's a bad boy, and he's leading this movement. But where's he leading it? He's been going around nearly.
That's fashion, mate. That's popularity. I mean, that's if you want to get a whole lot of people behind you, and you want to make up a sort of a thing where everyone's, you know, like particularly younger people are going to go, oh wow, this guy's cool. You know, well there you go. I mean, he's got the formula, isn't he?
But do you not see the danger of where he's leading these young
oh, totally. Totally, yeah.
He's leading these young minds into a militant sort of group, isn't he? He's got them all stabbed vest, and they've got the uniform, and he's going around shopkeepers, and he's threatening people. They're stopping children on the street, and he's like a protection man.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, look at the money and the finances. It all goes back to Respect Bank. You go to Company House. He's, you know, it's all in his name. The charity's in his name. It's all in his name. So he's making money from it.
But this is what many of us and our people, like I'm talking about you know, like white Western people, have allowed. You know, we've had all sorts of people going through unis and coming up with all these things and sort of feeling, you know, guilt for past things through whether it be you know, empire and whatever. They've got all these sort of guilt things, and now they've overstepped the mark, and there's so much of a thing where they're creating stuff that's just a negative to society, let alone like it's not even just a type of person. Society in general, for black people, for white people, for Hispanic people, for any people in these countries that were, you know, great places that people came to be there because they were civilized, because they were this, because these people could get ahead. And so many of these, you know, things sort of breaking down, and eventually the globe is going to be at the same level. So there is going to be no place you can go to get ahead. We're all going to be just sort of controlled and blah, blah, blah. That's my thoughts on it in a broad sense.
Sorry, I'm listening, Barry. I'm just sort of busy doing something at the same time. I'm terrible when I'm online. I'm sort of always...
Yeah, I'm listening as well. Carry on, Barry. Carry on.
Monologue. I was just responding to him to say that, you know, you see this happening over and over again, and you know the problem with it is it's not going to. I mean, there are all these sort of, you know, people saying that, but there are a lot of people. I actually think that us white people in these Western countries need to take a look at the way we're doing things, and you know, immigration, whatever, that's all fine. But if you're going to destroy the place where people want to be, and if you can destroy the way the life is, where people are wanting to come to, that's not positive. It's not positive for them. It's not positive for anybody. And people, like the population, are taking on the guilt of past governments and their behaviours, and thinking they need to sort of just take the knee about everything. And there are certain things that, certain norms and certain standards that if you don't keep them in your place, it's going to turn to shit in your house, in your neighborhood, your city, in your country. And you can't just have people coming in and wiping their feet on your face and expecting everything's going to work out good. Eventually, it's going to be a kickback.
Yeah. I'll get you, mate.
You know, and I think that it's all very well to want to help everybody, but no place can help the whole world. And I think you've got to sort of that if you've ever travelled and seen what other countries are like and how people live, you'll understand that sometimes having some sort of a bit of sort of structure and a bit of being a bit hard on certain things means that it's for everyone's good. If you just go, oh look, you know, this and that, and everyone's like, for example, I've got friends that live in places, like I've got some mates that live in Vanuatu, and they love the place and love the people, and the people love them, and they're not trying to run the place, they're not trying to get in the government, and you know, maybe I'm not saying whether they should or they shouldn't, but I'm just saying what they're doing, and they're in the place, the people love them, they all get along great, and they're adding something to the place, they've got a business and stuff, and it's all working out good. And that you know, like different cultures and different lifestyles and different peoples is a good thing around the world. If we all just become where we sort of turn into this bloody mess where I don't know, I just don't get it. I mean, even when I'm looking at the American thing, what's going on in America and the whole Trump and the Democrats and stuff, it's crazy what's going on at these times with the. You can't have too much change too quick.
Well, it turned out it was Antifa done all of that, wasn't it? So,
well, I mean, they've been doing everything for a couple of years, but were you talking about the DC thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to. This is the whole thing. Is you can't even know what's going on. There is so much crap in the media, and so many people pushing this and that to actually know something. You know, particularly when you're not there and you weren't there and you weren't there to see it for yourself, is very hard. It's a bit like the corona thing. You know, you get all these things and then you see someone running around to the corona center and there's no one there, and going to the hospitals and there's no one there, and you don't know anyone and this and that, and you hear all this stuff, but you've got to open your eyes and look around about you and see what's happening around you, and then make decisions. Because if you just listen to shit online and listen to the news and stuff, you go mad.
I'll tell you something I did over Christmas. I went up to visit my wife's grave. My wife died a few years back, and I went to visit her grave. And I do this every year, you know, around Christmas. I sort of go up there, put a wreath on. And when I was there, I noticed how many graves, new graves. There was a lot of new graves. And the cemetery she's buried in is a very small cemetery. But he didn't sort of, he thought, well, why is there so many new graves all of a sudden? You know, and that's how I look at it. My daughter's a nurse in the front line. She held a patient's hand the other night and sang 101. Chap, he was 101 years. He was crying out. He wanted to die. He didn't want to be in hospital.
Was
And
she was 101 years old. The
sang
person
hymns to him, right? She sang hymns to him to comfort him. But she was frightened that if somebody overheard her, she may lose a job.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to, hasn't it?
I know, like I go visit my old man's grave. I'm sorry to hear about your wife, by the way, but I go visit my father's grave sometimes, and the place where he was buried, in that place, it's massive, and the area where he was, it was pretty good. It was pretty thing, and now they're filling that up. So every time I go there, it looks like there's been a mass shooting. But it's just like that corner of the cemetery now is all action stations. I mean, they have. I don't know whether you got the same thing over there, but they've got things over here where when you bury someone, it's not forever. It's for a certain amount of time, like 50 years or 100 years, and then it gets reused.
I think we have it over here where it's in the lifetime of an existing relation.
Okay, yeah.
It's something of that nature. But I bought the plot. I hope to be buried in the same spot. I bought the plot at the time, you know.
But you know those ones where you could go down there and you'd see the guy was, died in bloody 1705 or something, or other in your country, it'd probably be God knows what. But even out here, you could go to places and see graves that were like a couple of 100 years old. But you're not going to see that anymore.
Well, it's different in different areas in Britain. Graveyards are protected here. So church graveyards, you can't break stones, you can't remove them, you need permission. I in my career, I worked in the conservation industry, stone conservation, for many years, and I worked on some of the.
So did you say stoat? Is that like a ferret sort of thing?
Say that again.
Did you say stoat conservation?
No, sorry, stone.
Oh, it's a place. Stoat's a place or something.
Yeah, no, stone, as in rock, stone.
Oh, okay, rock conservation. Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, I looked after old buildings, historical buildings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get you. Yeah.
Cathedrals, churches, palaces, etc.
And how's that going? I mean, they cop a load of shit over there too, don't they?
In what respect?
Well, vandalism and
yeah, well, that there is a lot of vandalism in the inner cities, but I think they've given up the ghost on many of the churches there, apart from the famous ones, the cathedrals, etc.
How do you mean? Like they're selling them off or something? Or?
Yeah, they're selling quite a lot of they sell churches off on a regular basis in this country, chapels.
Yeah. Well, that's happened out here. Like I've actually got two friends that live in churches, that bought churches. To live in.
People turn them into homes. I mean, they've been doing it since the 70s in this country. I mean, the decline in the church attendance in the inner cities has dropped phenomenally.
Yeah.
Whereas in the countryside, it's building. I mean, the churches in
the
countryside.
Do you think that maybe people will become sort of more like sort of spiritual in general, like more in a sort of a way back in time sort of sense where they're like thinking there's a God or a higher power and stuff, and they might be spiritual in their sense of do unto others, like take some of the sort of commandments or various things from various religions, but are spiritual in a sense. Like I feel like I'm a sort of religious person, but I've never been into a church in my life, and I'm not baptized, and I'm not of any religion, but I feel like a sort of spiritual person. In fact, like I'm always out in the bush, and I look at there was a big thunderstorm last night, and I'm thinking, wow, and taking it from more a sort of a natural type of thing? You think that people are moving to more of that sort of thing, or not at all?
No, I think people are looking for something. They're looking in all directions for this inner spirituality that the field has got, and they're looking everywhere for it. They're looking into tarot cards. They're looking into ancient pagan gods,
You know what I
Norse
reckon it
gods.
is? You know what I
You look at people like Chakra. He's looking at his ancient African
Yeah,
deities.
yeah.
You've got Tarok from South America, haven't you? He's from South America somewhere, I believe. And you've got people all over the channels. I mean, the Muslims are all looking at Allah as just the one God, this monolithic, mono God. You know, the Abrahamic gods. You know, the Christians, the Hebrews.
Yeah.
Jews,
I've actually thought about
everybody's looking for something, I find.
Yeah, I've thought about the times I've had people say, "Oh, why don't you come down to our church? Why don't you do that?" But it's really about your connection to the place and the planet and whatever, you know what I mean? And whenever I've seen anybody that's, whether it be a Muslim or a Catholic or this that doing their things, or you know, it's very boxed in, and you know, it's a very personalized thing. I think, you know, how you connect with the globe and the planet and everything. It's hard to you know, buy into a particular religion. It's a bit like, you know, for me, you know what I mean? I think it's more a sort of how you relate to the place and other people is more a personalized thing rather than a formulaic, you know, this is the way we're going to do it and this is what we're going to do to pray and this is what we're going to do here, and yeah.
I think cultural practice comes into play there, and religions and the church itself, you know, having these rituals and routines and that. I think there's a place for it all. I think make your own God go with you, you know. But if your God or your prophet or your man is telling you to go out and harm other people because they don't believe in what you believe in, then that's fundamentally wrong in my book, and that needs to be prevented and stopping at all costs.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what anybody. Yeah, I don't give a shit what anybody does as long as it doesn't inflict on me or and they don't want anything from me. In other words, they don't want me to you know, not putting you know terminologies on me or anything. If they leave me alone, you know, I mean, I'm not asking them to do anything. I'm not asking them to you know, but if it doesn't infringe on me, I'm happy with whatever they're doing. You know, but as soon as it starts to you know, like there are certain practices I've seen in certain countries where people are doing things that are, you know, like almost deliberately, and well, they're provocative, you know, to annoy people, and that sort of stuff I don't get. And if sometimes when I've been around religious people, you know, they're just a couple of them have just been like at me all the time, and then I'm just like, go away, you know, if you're doing your thing and you're happy doing it, and you're a nice enough person and easy to get on with, I'm happy for that. But you know, don't try and, you know, indoctrinate me or hassle me about what I'm doing. You know.
Yeah, I find that's what's happened at Speaker's Corner. I think they've allowed in Dawa, or this conversion of you know, converting people.
Yeah, the Dawa thing where they're trying to, yeah, and there are so many lost people that will walk up and go, yeah, I mean, I've been on chat. I mean, Real became Muslim. You know, like whether or not they're doing it just for views or whatever, I don't know. But there are so many people that I'm Muslim today. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a this. I'm a that. I mean, they change bloody religions more than I change underpants. Really, it's crazy. Like, and why do you need to broadcast it to everyone else if that's your thing? You know, but when people say I'm converted to this, then get online and start spewing at other people and telling them their downfalls. You know, I mean, I don't even know how you explain that, where you get off on that one.
Yeah, I know, it's very difficult, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it's like, you know, like it's like if I come back tomorrow and tell you I'm a Muslim, and start ripping into you about things you're doing and this and stuff, and you know what I mean, and like that whole real thing. That was crazy, and there's been
Do you mean
several of them.
respect? Do you mean, mate? Do you mean respect?
No, real became a Muslim at one stage. Don't you remember? Or it might
Oh,
just
he
been,
was messing around, wasn't he?
well, who knows? I mean, so many of these people do it. They're a Muslim today. They're a Muslim now. They're not a Muslim. Like Afghan was a Muslim, then he's not a Muslim, and then what's his name? Aspect was a Rasta Muslim, and then a Muslim Rasta, and then some sort of mixture in between. And it's just it's and then they start talking about righteousness. It's just such a joke and such a wank, but you know, people love it. People seem to love it. They can't get enough.
True, mate. That's true. Very true.
You should start a religion, man.
No. I don't want to be religious, Barry.
No, but think about, like, you know, if you became the supreme leader, think of all the chicks.
Get them anyway.
Yeah, I know, but you can sort of like have them totally brainwashed, or you do that anyway, probably anyway.
No. What do you think I am, Modine?
Modine wouldn't have a help with brainwashing himself.
I know.
He's incredible. I just remember watching the early days of my time of getting onto all you guys was through Speaker's Corner, and just seeing this idiot jumping in, like you see him walking around the background, he'd see a camera and he'd just be straight up to the camera. There's a few of them at Speaker's Corner that seem to be always just managed to bump into the camera. I won't name the other ones, but there's a few of them that just seem to be always just happen to trip over the camera at the right time.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, mate.
It's not like someone's gone up to and approached them. They always sort of walk into focus, you know what I mean? Like, ta-da, just happen to be walking past. Oh, how are you?
Yeah, I know. It's quite, actually, it's a bit embarrassing, really, isn't it? To see.
Yeah, it is, man.
Mm.
And so how's your channel going? Is it bopping along all right?
It's building up again. Yeah. Dell's been on quite a bit.
He's the guy that's got all sorts of like oldie beliefs and
Yeah.
sort of government.
He's quite good.
Yeah. He seemed quite interesting.
Brilliant, actually. He's been quite supportive, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Quite lucky, actually, because he comes over because he knows a lot of things, you know. He brings up good conversations for people to know.
Yeah, it's good. Rodney's getting in there too, getting up.
Oh, mate, he comes on as a regular, as a panelist now. Yeah,
it's good on him. Yeah, because he's been bloody hiding around in the background with his rats for so many years. It's good to see him out and about, you know.
It does make you laugh, doesn't it? When he done it.
He was just always in the background. It was good to hear that he's getting up there. You know, he's got something to say, so why not?
Funny. He is a character, you know.
Yeah. And have you had Jupiter and Dave doing their thing?
Dave's been in hospital. Went into hospital the other day.
Oh, what's the matter with him?
Apparently, he's got to stop drinking. Apparently.
No, that's not good.
I know. I didn't know he was drinking that much, to be honest with you.
Well, it's not good to have him to stop drinking. But I hope he's all right. Your liver comes back pretty good if you give it a break.
Well, apparently, no, not with him.
I'm a bit the same. I've been flogging it a bit. He doesn't. He sounds particularly pissed anyway. He doesn't come on sounding particularly pissed or
well, no, that's what I was thinking. I thought it's just like not
in a way, that's worse. A guy that can hold his liquor, he could be drinking a lot more than you know. I mean, there are people that I know very closely. I won't say who, that can drink a lot without becoming sort of too incoherent, and so that people around them might not think they're drinking, but they can drink a lot, and that's in a way that can be worse. Like I've got a brother that's a bit like that. He doesn't. He can drink copious amounts of alcohol, and all around him think everything's normal. And so that there are people like that. I mean, not everyone sort of turns into a blithering idiot or sort of gets aggressive or whatever every time they drink. Particularly guys who've been a long time.
I know what you're saying.
They build up a sort of a tolerance to it, so that and they're doing it daily, Well, that's no good. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, I think he will be. It's Dave, isn't it? Davey, he's a lad.
Well, it's funny though, Easy. I've known lots of very smart people that have that even though they're intelligent and stuff like that, there are certain demons that they have, and that they can't. It doesn't have. It's a weird thing. I mean, I've known some particularly very almost brilliant people that that just couldn't beat that. Beat other substances. All sorts of substances.
Yeah.
It's funny, like well, it's not funny, but it's a weird thing. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
It's just you never know what people go through, do you? Really?
No. And that's the thing. I mean, even though saying that, I'm actually more of the belief that we can't be pandering to everybody's like being upset about this or upset about that or how they feel about that. I think if society can't function like that, we need to be sort of, like, this is, how we're going, and that's terrible. Sorry to hear that, but there is so much stuff now where there's so much, people's various issues or various problems excused, whether it be from breaking the law, whether it be from, molesting children, whether it be for this, look, they were molested, or they had a rough childhood, or this. We can't operate like that. That means that the only people that can be convicted of crimes are people who had perfect lives, because there wasn't they didn't have a problem in childhood. This didn't happen, that didn't happen. So when they offended, whether it be with a child or whether it be a bank robbery, you can say, look, that guy had a perfect upbringing, so we'll put him in jail. But the next guy comes along and he had a rough time, and his dad used to beat him, and he got, gang raped by a pickle when he was 2, and so we can't put him in jail because you know what I mean. You can't run it like that,
I get you, mate. I get you.
It's it's sad to happen to people, but you can't run justice by what's because the other thing is you can't even believe the stories. Like, for example, I know a situation with a young girl that's actually very closely related to me. This is only recent, who was raped. She was a young girl working in a restaurant, and she was raped by a guy about 40 who sort of got her drunk and applied her alcohol and stuff and things like that. Now, when it, I'm trying to think where I'm going with this. Oh, sorry, I've lost track. But anyway, look, this happened to this kid, and this guy was, a model of society and all that sort of stuff, and he did all this and that. But he took this kid that was working for him, and he abused this kid that was working for him. This kid's life's all messed up. Her dreams to be in hospitality are all messed up. Her family's all messed up from it, and there are actual people in the area who were sort of all upset about this model of society because his wife's left him and stuff like that, and he might go to jail. And I've forgotten where I was heading with this, but yeah, doesn't matter. But I'm just saying that you can't have. That's right. What I was going to say is that his defence, people have been coming out with these sob stories. Now he had at first his whole life was put out on the websites and internet as this glorious life where he grew up with a happy family and all that, and he's been shiny and he's got a wife and stuff. Now this court case has happened. He was, you know, his mother was terrible to him, and this happened to him when he was like, you can't even believe half the stuff that comes up in the defense put up for their client. So if you've got a lawyer and you do something wrong, they're going to say Easy was, you know, looked at sideways by a pig when he was 2, and when he was 4, a frog jumped on his head when he was 7. Do you know what I mean? They'll just make up anything. So you cannot use that as a thing to say, well, look, we can't lock Easy up because, you know, a pig looked at him sideways and a frog jumped on his head. You know, the poor guy. We've got to let him go. You can't run a deal like that, you know.
Gotcha, mate.
Anyway, mate, I'm going to love you and leave you. I didn't mean even to come on, but I came on to talk about locking women in the bedroom, chaining them to beds, and in the kitchen. But these are the important things, you know, but no one wants to talk about it.
I know.
Yeah.
Goofy, do you want to talk about it?
No, not really.
You guys just want to sweep it under the rug. You know, it's what we all want, but
I'll just leave women to get on with it. It's a lot easier. Let them
come
do what
on,
they want.
Goofy, come clean. Come on. She's chained to the
Allow
bed.
women to do exactly what they want. It's a lot easier. And just say yes, dear. The 2 best words of advice I ever received in my life was the words, yes, dear.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. See ya. Yes, dear. All right, see you guys.
Nice to see you, Barry.
Hey, mate. All right.
See you, mate. Bye.
Bye.
So, Goofy, what should we talk about?
My crappy system keeps overeating, and it cuts me out of live chats. So I try to get in the live chats all the time.
Have you got a laptop?
I'm on a laptop now. Yeah, I need to sort of build something new. I keep meaning to build something new. My other laptop, my old one, which I don't use now, that never failed me. But this new one is not very good. I need to sort of build myself something.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Yeah.
No, normally on a Sunday morning, I normally listen to Rhea Bow.
Rhea Bow? What's that, mate?
Well, Rhea Bow, she normally streams on D Live, but you can still get her on YouTube, but she's just waiting to be taken off. And she has like a live phone in. And she plays music and chat. She invites guests from all over the place. She has various people come on certain hours. Now, it's done very professionally, but it's like having a radio in the background.
Yeah. Right. So, what is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's REA BOW, Rhea Bow.
Oh, okay.
And she's got that real sort of gruffy, sexy voice. You know, she's really well sort of spoken. But she's down to earth, and she talks about conspiracy theories, anything. I mean, she used to talk about chemtrails, all that kind of thing. Just asking the audience what people think. You know, what's the government up to? You know, what's real, what's not real, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she's quite balanced with it all, you know. So she's been around a while.
Yeah. So what would you like to get out of this, Goof?
Say that again.
What would you like to get out? Anything important you like to talk about?
Well, no, I mean, I'm looking at what this Earl's doing. You've got Earl Isu, Rat Boy, Chantel to a degree, but she's kind of fading out of the scene for a minute.
Mm.
But this Earl's a menace. I dropped into the Reverend Simon's pub stream last night.
Yeah.
He does a pub stream, you know, the lock-in pub kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he gets various guests on. And in the chat, there was John Lawrence in the chat, and there was a fake John Lawrence in the chat. And the fake one was writing like Brian Hurl. Similar. I thought it was Brian Hurl. In fact, I'm certain it was him. Anyway, the Rev noticed it in the chat, and he kicked him out. Kicked him off the stream. Anyway, I thought, I wonder. And I jumped over to Wendy's, and guess who popped up in Wendy's chat? The fake John Lawrence, who's just been in. He's just been kicked.
I'm sure it was it.
So I'm sorry.
I don't think it was fake.
Who do you think it? No. There was a John Lawrence and a fake John Lawrence. The John Lawrence 51 was a fake one. John Lawrence didn't have a different thumbnail. Very obvious.
No, I'm on about in Wendy's.
No, in Wendy's, the other one jumped in. So he may have followed John across, but I'm nearly certain it was Earl. Anyway, I've got to look deeper into that because, I mean, it's just in general. I was trying to ask John questions in the chat about what's going on. Why is he with the ethnots? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing, you know, I'm trying to draw him out to find out what's behind him changing his tune. You know, John used to be a good guy, I thought. And then speaking to Betty, you know, in the chat and what's been said, I'm starting to doubt him a lot. I'm trying to think, well, you know, where's he? You know, what's going on with him? Why is he with Goddard? You know, I asked him why. That's what I asked him. Why are you with Goddard? Is it because of Goddard you're falling out with Wendy? You know, is it because you become an ethnic? What's going on? You know.
I know what you mean.
And I noticed in the chat, there's quite a lot of people in the chat on Reverend Simons supporting Alex Belfield. But he didn't reflect it on the panel. The panel was saying, oh, Alex Belfield, this, Alex is that, you know, calling him. But the chat was saying, no, he's not. The people in the chat, you could see it turn, you know, on the panelists. The panelists were shocked by what the chat was saying. So I think the panelists must engage with the chat more. Unfortunately, on Streamlabs, I can't, unless I go onto the comments, I can see the private chat. If I click onto the comments, I can see the comments, but I can only see, well, basically the ones I wrote. But it's not tied up, is it? There's like a delay. You can't read. I think the panelists need to engage with the chat a bit more.
Oh, we always do this. Sometimes it's been quite.
Yeah, your screen as well. Is it? You need
Morpheus. Are you tripping off it, Morpheus? Yeah, they do. We do.
Have you not thought about searching around the internet and getting a few funny clips or something that you can build upon your, you know, to have in the background?
Like what?
I don't know. Just have a look around, see what strikes your interest. Something maybe related to the topic of the day. You know, have a topic of the day, a question to ask or something. Have it sort of flagged across the bottom of your screen so people know and they might jump in, you know, I mean, the topic this morning, I mean, Barry was trolling, wasn't he? Talking about chaining women up in kitchens and whatnot. He's trying to bring topics to you easy. I think you need to find a topic or two that people can jump on.
We've been doing it.
But you want to find out what people in the chat I want to talk about as well.
Yeah, I've been doing it. But it's just early at the moment. There's a couple of live shows that have gone on at the moment. Sometimes my good time is during the day, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my computer's getting really hot at the minute. I'm just a bit worried about.
Yeah, I might.
Cooling it down.
Well, if you want to go for the way you can, mate, it's no problem.
No. What I normally do is I normally have a bit of a jump around, catch up on what I've missed, see what's on. Yeah, I've got to practice my accents for Wasp and Res.
Yeah.
So I need practice. So I'm practicing now, by the way.
Yeah. Say that, Goofy.
I say I'm practicing my accents.
Are you?
Yes.
You're practicing your accent, did you say?
I did. Oh, you did?
What accent is that then, Boyle?
Well, I'm trying to. I was trying to get a Manc accent together, but I couldn't. I've got to watch something Manc to get it into my mind.
I'll get you, man. I get you.
I had Leighton yesterday with a little bit of Welsh.
I don't know what happened yesterday, where he went.
Oh, he jumped over to. He went to the same channel as me, and I can't think where we went. We teamed up in a chat room, and we trolled for a while.
Lady James.
No, I think it might have been Jedi's or Vels or somewhere.
Tuffy's the biggest troll in here, you know.
I know. We're all banned from the Muslim channels.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. Plus Safaz is no longer. Safaz has been taken off.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. But it's funny how they could have their free speech, but you can't have it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know when Banks is meant to be.
7 o'clock.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight. I might do a cheeky.
I think that'll be a full chat. I think there'll be a lot on there.
I might be a cheeky, try and nick it and play it over here.
Well, I think if you stop and start it, I think you can get away with it. You know, like Wendy does. You know, like Wendy does things. If you stop it every now and then and restart it, you know, talk about it in between.
No point if it's live.
I don't think they pull it. Anyway, I'm gonna go, easy.
All right.
Are you gonna go?
Okay, boyo.
Boyo.
Okay, boyo. Bobby, Palm all morning, mate. How's Palmo? Actually, yeah, I was going to ask you, could you do me another banner, please? Bat freak. How's it going? Everybody good this morning? Morpheus, it's called Morpheus is a great fan of it. None in the building. Anybody want to? Morpheus, do you want to come on for a little while? Me old mate. Yeah, I mean, the topic of the day is and I think it's up to what the situation is in the relationship, I suppose. You know, it's what works best, isn't it? I mean, it's handy when your partner works because you've got that extra bit of cash coming in. Hang on, guys. You bit sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I had a phone call. Very quiet this morning. Face app. Pick up the 8. So, the all dirtiness on the internet at the moment, a bit bizarre. Very bizarre, all that goes on. I just don't get a lot of it, to be honest with you, peeps.